Hello students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. From today, I'll be starting economics classes for 2nd PUC students. So today I'll be starting with chapter 1, Introduction. Before going into the video, if anyone is seeing my channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share it with your friends, and also click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into the video. So as I have told, today's video is the first chapter in economics, that is Introduction. First topic is simple economy. So people in the society need many goods and services in their everyday life. So we all live in a society. And people in a society needs many goods and services in their everyday life. For example, everyone will need food, clothing, shelter, transportation, all these goods they need, and services like service of a teacher, service of a doctor, a plumber, an electrician, all these kind of services also need. So people in society need some kind of goods and some kind of services. No individual society has all the things needed. So you cannot say that any individual society has everything. No individual society will have everything needed. Each unit in society can produce some goods or services by using the resources that it has. So every unit will have some resources. So using that resources, they can use a limited amount of goods or services and use part of the produce to obtain many other goods and services. So whatever goods they have produced or whatever services they have produced, they can use it for getting another goods or another services. For example, if you see, if a person is having a paddy field, he will produce rice. Another person may be a teacher who will be giving the service of teaching. So he has to use his produce and he has to get the service from the other person. So no individual is self-sufficient, or no individual has everything needed for their use. So that means no individual has unlimited resources compared to needs. So here we have to see, we have needs which are unlimited. Needs are unlimited needs, but the problem is resources which we have, resources are limited. So needs or wants are unlimited, but the resources which we have is limited. So they have to make a choice between goods and services. So what they have to do? They have to make a choice. Because here we see needs are unlimited, resources are limited. So the final thing is they have to make a choice. Which is more important? Which is the thing which the person needs in emergency? So that choice every individual have to make. Because of scarcity of resources, they have to use the limited resources in best possible way. So as I have told, the resources are scarce or they are limited. So they have to use the resources in best possible way. This much resources I am having, this many needs I am having, so resources are limited. So I have to use this limited resources in the best possible way. Just as the resources of individuals are scarce, the resources of society are also scarce. Considering individual, the resources are scarce, needs are unlimited. Same like that, the resources of society are also scarce in comparison to what the people in society might collectively want to have. So when it comes to society, the wants will be collective. Collectively people will want something. But there also in society also, the resources are scarce or limited. These resources have to be allocated properly in production of different goods and services, keeping with the likes and dislikes of the people. So here also the problem of choice comes. So these resources have to be properly allocated, properly divided in the production of different goods and services depending on the likes and dislikes of the people. Maximum what people like, what people dislikes. Keeping all these in mind, they have to produce different goods and services. So the allocation of limited resources and distribution of final mix of goods and services are the two basic economic problems faced by society. So if we see the case of a society allocating this limited resources and after making use of resources distributing the final mix of goods and services, these are the two basic economic problems faced by the society. Okay, so these are the issues faced in a simple economy. Now let us see what are the central problems of an economy. So the basic economic activity of life are production, exchange and consumption of goods and services. So if you see the basic economy, mainly production happens, exchange happens and consumption of goods and services. Every society, as we told, faces scarcity of resources, and this gives rise to the problem of choice. Like we learned, there is limited resources are scarce, and because of that we should decide for what these resources should be used. So there comes the problem of choice. The problem of an economy can be summarized as follows. What is produced and in what quantity? That is the first problem a society faces, that is what to produce and in what quantity it should be produced. Every society must decide on how much of each of the many possible goods and services it will produce. First, a society has to decide what to produce. Then they have to decide on how much each of the goods and services it will produce. For example, whether it should produce more food, more clothing, more luxury goods, etc. So in a society we need many things. We need food, we need clothing, we need housing, we need luxury goods, everything is needed. So they have to decide first what should be produced and how much food should be produced, how much clothing should be produced, how much luxury items should be produced, all these things, whether to use more resources in education, health or military. So we need services like education, health, military. So if a limited amount of money is available, for what more priority should be given? So for education priority should be given, or for health, or for military, for what priority should be given. So all these results in the problem of choice, that is what to produce and in what quantity. That is the first problem of economy. Okay, now the second problem, if you see, is how are these goods produced? Okay, how are these goods produced? So first we have decided what to produce, how much to produce. Now the second issue is how are these goods produced? That is, every society has to decide on how much of which resources to be used in the production of each different goods and services. How much of each goods should be produced, should be used for the production of goods and services, and what technology should be used. This is the question of how to produce. What technology should be used for production? That is more of labor oriented technology or more mechanized machine, or more machines should be used. That should be decided. That is the second problem, how to produce. That is, it should be more labor oriented, that means more workers should be there, or it should be more technologically improved, that is more machines should be used. So all these things, how to produce, that is the second problem of technology, that is how to produce. So first is what to produce and in what quantity, second one is how to produce. Third problem is for whom are these goods produced? What to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. How should the produce of the economy distributed among the individual economy? See, for example, I have decided what to produce. I have decided how much to produce. Then we have decided the technology to be used. Now finally when product comes, how it should be distributed. For whom to produce? How should the produce of economy distributed among individual economy? Who gets more? Who gets less? So there is a problem of distribution. So that is the third problem for whom to produce. Every economy faces a problem of what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. That is the central problem of an economy. Now next we will see about the production possibility frontier. So what is production possibility frontier? See, resources of an economy as a whole are always limited. Continuously we are telling the same point, that the resources are limited in comparison to what the people in economy collectively want to have. So resources are limited and the things which people want collectively are unlimited. Now these scarce resources have alternative uses. See, if you have a resource, if you have a material, it has different uses. Okay, there are many ways in which you can use a single resource. So it has alternative uses. So society should decide on how much of these resources to be used in production of different goods and services. For example, we have electricity. Electricity can be used for the production of different things. For different purposes it can be used. So that resource is having different uses, alternative uses. So whether it should be used for the production of one thing or whether it should be used for the production of another thing, that also comes as a problem of choice, because the resources are having alternative uses. So our resources are limited, our needs are unlimited, and these limited resources have alternative uses. So there again comes the problem of choice. This allocation, that is, society should decide on how much of these resources to be used in production of different goods and services. So how much electricity for the production of one goods, how much for the production of another good. So like that, society should decide on how much of these resources should be used for the production of goods and services. This allocation, this division gives rise to a particular combination of different goods and services. So when you decide this, there is a different combination of goods and services. So the total amount of resources can be allocated in different ways. So the collection of all possible combination of goods and services that can be produced from a given amount of resource and given stock of technological knowledge is called as a production possibility set of the economy, production possibility frontier. So the collection of all different combinations can be used, all combination of goods and services that can be produced from a given amount of resource. You have this much resource and you have to produce many things. So a special combination is used, this much for this much for the another. That combination using the given amount of resources and given stock of technological knowledge, technology also have to decide how much it should be used, is called as production possibility set of economy. So if I explain it with a table, you will understand it a little more clearly. So here you see you have possibilities. This is the combination. So first possibility is, see, if the resources you number it as 10, okay. So if all the resources you are using for the production of cotton, then you will have 0 unit of corn and 10 units of cotton produced. That is one possibility. In the second possibility, if you use one unit for the production of corn, then the production of cotton will reduce to 9. When there was 0 unit for the production of corn, 10 units of cotton was produced. But when you divide it, another combination you used, 1 unit for corn and 9 units for cotton. Or if you use 2 units for corn, then you will have only 7 units of cotton. So it is a combination. Or for example, 3 units of corn, then 4 units of cotton. If you use 4 units for corn, then 0 for cotton. So this is the combination, different combination by which you can use the resources. So now let us see this diagram and try to explain this a little more. So here you can see different combinations are used to allocate the resources. So here you see on y-axis, here on y-axis you have cotton, and on x-axis here you have corn. So when here corn 0 units are used here, then you have 10 units of cotton. When you use 1 unit of corn, that is here, you have 9 units of cotton. For example, so you can join it like this, and here you see 1 unit and here 10 units. So you can connect it like this. Next, when you use here 2 units of corn, here we can see 7 units of cotton. Again, when 3 units of corn here we have 4 units of cotton. And last, when 4 units of corn, here 0 is for cotton. So when all these points join together, you get a curve. Okay, here that curve is visible. So here let me explain this in detail. So here an economy which can produce corn or cotton by using its resources uses different combination when for using the resources. So here this is an economy in which you can produce both corn and cotton using the resources. So they use different combinations. Okay, so when the resources are utilized, the combinations come different. At any point on or below the curve, it represents a combination of corn and cotton that can be produced with the economy's resources. So here any point on the curve or below the curve, it shows the amount of corn and cotton that can be produced with the resources. So here this curve is called as the production possibility curve. Okay, so the curve which you see here is called as the production possibility curve. Okay, so this curve is the production possibility curve. Now let us see the next point. If we have more of one good, we will have the less of another. Same thing we saw. If corn is 1 unit of corn is produced, then 9 units of cotton. So if corn is less, cotton is more. If corn is more, cotton is less. So that is how if we have more of one good, we have less of the other. A cost of having a little more of one good in term of the amount of another good that has to be foregone or that has to be forgotten is the opportunity cost or economic cost of an additional unit. That is a cost of having little more of one good. So having little more of cotton and forgetting some amount of corn, that is called as opportunity cost or economic cost of an additional unit of good. So this is the production possibility curve. Okay, so I hope you have understood the points till here very clearly. I'll be continuing with the next topic in the coming video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your likes and shares will be of a great encouragement for me to make more and more videos. So I hope to see you all soon in the coming video. Thank you for watching.